Hello student, how are you? I think all you're fine at your homes. Student, in the previous video we taken a new extract, a new lesson for you. So what is the name of this lesson? The All American Slurp, written by Lindsay Nemoika, and the same thing it is written here on the board. You can see it is in section B, the All American Slurp, written by Lindsay Nemoika. Yes. So before taking your remaining lesson, let's begin what is there in the lesson and have a glance of it. We have a characters in the lesson. Which are the characters here? First we have Mr. and Mrs. Gleason. Second, writer Lindsay Nemoika, okay, and she is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Lin, who are there in this lesson. And here we have a brother of writer, okay, and he is fond of eating a lot. Yes. And we have another character, daughter of Mrs. Gleason. Yes, she is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Gleason. Okay, and what is the name of daughters of Mrs. Gleason? And she is a Meg. Her name is Meg. Okay, and we have at last parents of Lindsay Nemoika. Yes. So students, before beginning with the remaining part of this lesson, just recall your previous video. What did you heard and what did you learn in this lesson? Yes, we were there. Okay, in the last paragraph of the page number 12, we were there on the last paragraph. Yes, till this what happened here, a Chinese family. Yes, the parents of writer Lindsay Nemoika, they belongs to China, and they went to a meal, okay, to a dinner, and they are invited by an American family. Here a American family is Mr. and Mrs. Gleason. They invited Chinese family in their home and they served them a food. So what kind of food did they serve? They served them roughage. What do you mean by roughage? Roughage is a fruits, vegetables, and they are boiled in a water to make it antibacterial free. So they are having a crunching taste of that roughage food which is being served by Mr. and Mrs. Gleason. Okay, and when they are eating the food, so what they are assuming? They are assuming the style of eating a food. Okay, how the Americans, while standing and they having a plate in their another hand, and with one hand they are eating. Okay, how they are eating with the help of spoons and the chopstick. And when they are watching to them, they are very conscious. Oh, how they are eating. Okay, what is the manner of eating? See, they are very conscious and even anxious also, because they are the new one in the America and they migrated from China to America. So it is also happen with you now when you migrate from one place to another and you try to compare that place tradition, custom, rituals and other kind of ways of lifestyle. So when you compare, so what you think? You will think it useless. And you think that our practices, okay, what we are behaving in India, it is more better than another country. You may think it, is it? Obviously, the same thing is happening with the Chinese family here. They went to America and they are seeing to here and there, and each and everything is new for them. Okay, leave it here. What happened when they served the food, and by the which mean they eaten it, and the way they eaten it, it is seen by all of them who are there in the dinner party. Okay, they are invited to sit on the dining table, and when they went nearby to the dining table, there is only a table, there is not even a single chair to sit and eat. So here, writer and his brother managed one seat from nearby, and they bought it and they kept nearby to the table and they sat on it. And when they are eating the food, a daughter of Mrs. Gleason observed them. Why they are sitting, everyone are standing, why they couldn't able to stand and eat. So such kind of imagination taking place in a mind of Meg. So here Meg is a friend of writer Lindsay Nemoika, and remember you, Lindsay Nemoika is a writer here, and she wrote this extract when she is a smaller one. See her struggle, see her dedication for towards writing, okay, in the field of literature. Yes, so these all things happen at the night of the dinner party in America. So what happens in the coming lesson? And 1 and 2 question I left it on you. Okay, so what are those questions? Did that Chinese family is accepted by the American families in their society? Is their behavior is changed after seeing the behavior of the American, or they preserved their tradition culture in front of the dominative culture of America? Okay, what happens here? Let's see what kind of changes happen in the behavior, in the tradition, custom and rituals of two families. So let's begin, students, and we were here in the last paragraph of the 12th page. Okay, and the lesson is the All American Slurp. It is in section B, written by Lindsay Nemoika. So students, let's be started. That wasn't, I am reading here in 3rd paragraph of this page, so it is better to keep your fingertip on the sentence where I am reading, and it is better to understand more clearly. Okay, that wasn't the end of it. Mrs. Gleason announced that dinner was served and invited us to the dining table. It was lavishly covered with platters of food, but we couldn't see any chairs around the table, so we helpfully carried over some dining chairs and sat down. All the other guests just stood there. See there, they are invited to the dining table and they didn't find not even a single chair nearby to the dining table, and they managed some of the chairs which were kept in the reception hall, and they bought from there and they sat beside to the table, and they managed themselves to eat a meal, to eat a dinner of night. Yes, Mrs. Gleason bent down and whispered to us, "This is a buffet dinner. You help yourself to some food and eat it in the living room." So here Mrs. Gleason bent towards them, showing her respect towards them, and she told that this is a, what is this? Yes, this is a buffet dinner. And here a new word came, buffet dinner. Buffet dinner. What do you mean it? What is the meaning of buffet? A meal consisting of many dishes from which guests help themselves. Okay, a meal consists of many dishes. A meal consists of many dishes. Okay, a meal consists of many dishes. It is called buffet. Did you see in a buffet? Yes, might be you visited a marriage or wedding ceremony and you did see in the table a different variety of food is kept there, and you will try to pick one of it and you will have it. Okay, so same thing is happening here also. So a meal consists of many dishes. Okay, a variety of dishes is there, and here Mrs. Gleason is advising them, Chinese family, there is lot to eat here. So what you have to do, you have to take a food of your own choice. So you have to be served yourself by your own. So this is the thing here. Okay. Our family beat a retreat back to the sofa as if chased by enemy soldiers. For the rest of the evening, too mortified to go back to the dining table, I nursed a bit of potato salad on my plate. Yes. So here another new word came. Beat a retreat. It is withdraw quickly. Beat or retreat. Yes. Second one. Beat a retreat. Okay, it is a new word for you. That's why I am writing in glossary. What do you mean it? Withdraw quickly. Withdraw quickly means going somewhere else in a quick manner. It is withdraw quickly. Yes, it is a beat or retreat. Yes. Our family beat a retreat back to the sofa as if chased by enemy soldiers. For the rest of the evening, too mortified to go back to the dining table, I nursed a bit of potato salad on my plate. Okay. Here a mortified word came. It means highly embarrassed. Okay. Another word came. Mortified. Mortified. It means highly embarrassed. Highly embarrassed. Highly embarrassed. Otherwise, it is highly embarrassment. Okay. So, meaning of mortified, highly embarrassed. Yes. So, what happens here? Here, Mrs. Glenson tell to Chinese family. A meal is served here. It is very variety. You can take some of it and go back to the reception hall. Okay, you can go there and sit because chairs are available there. So they taken some of the variety of foods in their plates and they served themselves by their own, and they taken that same plate and went back to the reception hall and they sat there. When they having a meal, so they wants to take more. Okay, and here brother of writer, and he wants to take some of the salads from the dining table. So they are feeling such kind of mortified. So they are highly embarrassed. Why? Which kind of embarrassment? Because of distinguished culture in between Chinese and American. They have a different culture. So in between, how can we mingle? Okay, our way of eating, our way of behavior, our way of sitting, standing, walking is totally different from American. So this kind of highly embarrassment occur, okay, in the mind, in the body of Chinese family. So here a beat or retreat. Beat or retreat is withdraw quickly. So they eaten their food very fastly. Okay, not seem to be others. They eaten very fastly and they withdraw quickly from that dinner. Okay, so what happens? Come here. The next day, Meg and I got on the school bus together. I wasn't sure how she would feel about me after the spectacle our family made at the party. But she was just the same as usual, and the only reference she made to the party was, "Thanks for coming last night." See here, the next day, Meg and a writer were going back to the school. Okay, it is the time of the morning and they are going to the school by bus. How you usually come to the school now? Some of you come on the bike or on the bicycles. Some of you come on cars, or some of you come on the buses. Okay, usually you come on the buses. So you come and sit together with your friends. Is it or not? Yes. While sitting together, you having some chats and all those things. Okay, what you did yesterday evening. So you talk your own words. Okay, so here the same thing is happening. Okay, American family invited the Chinese family, and Meg is sitting with the writer, and both are here friends, and they're talking about the previous night, what you did, what you ate. Okay, and here Meg is thanking to a writer for coming and attending their this one night dinner. Yes. So here another word came in glossary. Just write it down. Spectacle. what do you mean by spectacle? Fourth, spectacle. Spectacle means unusual event that attracts attention. Okay, some unusual events. Unusual events that attract attention. Yes. So here a writer is somehow conscious. Okay, what kind of unusual event we did there is it is attracted by someone, someone observe it. So she is something thinking about the same, and here her friend Meg is not aware about their unusual behavior, about the unusual doing, about the unusual spectacle. So she is behaving in a very polite manner, and she is obedient to her friend, and she is telling her, thanks for coming in my house for a dinner party. Yes. Now let's read further. Now student comes to page number 13, and let's begin with the first para. So here Meg is thanking to our writer Lindsay, okay, for attending a dinner party. So let's begin with another stanza. Mother was a good cook, but I wasn't sure if people who ate sour cream would also eat soy sauce. Yes. Here she is appreciating to her mother, my mother is very good cook, but I don't know a people who ate sour cream. I told you in the last paragraph, sour cream is a dish made up of a cream, okay, which is made up of milk, and would they eaten a sour cream, and it is good for them. Along with they eaten some sauce which is made by the vegetables. Which one of they liked, I don't know, but usually my mother cooks good. Mother decided not to take a chance. Since we had Western guests, she set the table with large dinner plates, which we never used in Chinese meals. Okay, now she is telling to her Chinese friend, she is telling to Lindsay, my mother invited most of them who were Americans. Okay, so most of them are Western guests. That's why she kept such a big table, and she covered it with a plain cloth, and which is usually in one color, and she did all kind of facility and all kind of decoration which is liked by the Western family. So here you are the only one who belongs to China, that's why we couldn't make such kind of arrangement for your family. Yes. In fact, we didn't use individual plates at all, but picked up food from the platters in the middle of the table and brought it directly to our rice bowls. Following the practice of Chinese American restaurants, mother also placed large serving spoons on the platters. See here, she is telling that in the last night we had a big plate. Okay, we didn't kept multiple plates there, because what happens, it will consume more time, okay, to serve each and every one. That's why we made one single and big plate. From there each and every family comes and take out whatever they want by their own, okay, rather than wasting or rather than consuming their time. So this is a thing which is made by us, and it is behaved in our American culture. Yes. And along with we made some kind of platters which having a good serving spoons, which will facilitate a Chinese family who are going to come there, and it will going to help them. Okay, they will take out the spoon, and they can take out whatever they want from the platters, and they can take it in their plate. She is telling to her friend. Okay, now comes to next paragraph, which is third one. Yes, in this paragraph she is introducing each and everything what is happened in the last night. She's telling that we had a big plate, we didn't kept a multiple of the plates on the dining table, and the decoration is all about for the Western people, okay, according to the Western people, and the peoples are eating food by their own choice, so it is not so much of time consuming, even it is very good, okay, and she is telling like this. Okay, now here the dinner started well. She is telling that the dinner started well. Who? Meg, a daughter of, a friend of Lindsay. Mrs. Gleason exclaimed at the beautifully arranged dishes of food. At first, I was too busy enjoying my food to notice how the guests were doing. But soon I remembered my duties. Sometimes guests were too polite to help themselves and you had to serve them with more food. Yes, here Mrs. Gleason is exclaiming about the last night, what happened there. So what happened at first, everyone are so busy in chit chatting, okay, and talking to each other, introducing themselves to others, so everyone are too busy. So here at the same time what happens, Mrs. Gleason come and just mingle with the called of guest, and she arranged such a dining table that it will going to help to each and everyone who present there, and she did all kind of decorations, okay, in such a small space, and she invited all of them, and all of them to enjoying very much there. Yes, so here a last dinner party, okay, taken place in a very polite manner, and it helped to all of them who were present there, and the serving is also good, okay, by Mrs. Gleason and Mr. Gleason and by her family. Even Meg helped to her parents while serving a food to the guests who were there. Okay, what happens in the next para? Let's and we will read. I glanced at Meg to see if she needed more food. At my eyes nearly popped out at the sight of her plate. So here Mrs. Gleason seen at the plate of Meg, and she is asking that if Meg more food to eat, I can go and serve her. It was piled with food. She had been taking food from a second dish before she finished eating her helping from the first. Yes, she is continuously taking a food and keeping it on her plate. Okay, it seems like that she is continuously eating and she is hungry and she don't wants a help from others, so she is serving herself by her own, and it is the way the other guests are doing the same thing, and the same thing she is doing with herself also. Horrified, I turned to look at Mr. Gleason. Here Mrs. Gleason turned to look at Mr. Gleason, to look at her husband. He was chasing a pea around his plate. He is chasing behind a pea. What do you mean by pea? Pea is a matar. Did you see a vegetable? Okay, which is somehow our finger in size, and it having a small round circle piece. Okay, seeds are there inside that vegetable. Okay, and it is considered here vegetable or fruit, and it is available in the market, and you usually eat with your dum rice or biryani, okay, veg biryani. It is a pea here. So it is in the structure like, see, I will show you. It is a like this. It is a pea for you, and inside it small peas are available, and it can be considered fruit also and vegetable also, both it can be considered here. Okay, and here what happening with it, Mr. Gleason, he is chasing behind one single pea which is available in his plate. Yes, several times he got it to the edge. But when he tried to pick it up with his chopsticks, it rolled back toward the center of the plate again. Finally, he put down his chopstick and picked up the pea with his fingers. He really did. A grown man. Here Mrs. Gleason is telling the doing of a Mr. Gleason. Okay, what he did yesterday night in a dinner party. He had a plate in his hand. Okay, a pea is there in his plate, and he is chasing behind that pea. and he having a chopstick in his hand. Do you know what are the chopstick? Let's assume these chalks are the chopsticks in my hand. Okay, by this way they will eat. Okay, keeping the middle finger in between their index finger and another finger, like this they are eating. So this chopstick is a tradition. Okay, eating food like this. Okay, the Chinese food eating with the help of chopstick. And here these are the chalks. Let's assume these are the chopstick. And here Mr. Gleason is trying to take a pea, okay, in his chopstick and keeping it within his mouth. So what happening? He is not practiced of eating with the chopstick. So he kept his chopstick beside and used his finger for picking up a pea and keeping it in the mouth. Okay, so here this thing happened with the Mr. Gleason, and all these thing is narrated by Mrs. Gleason, how his husband is. So finally he tell his husband, a grown man, a lazy, okay, well behaved and don't a person who don't waste his time, he is considered here a grown man, okay, somehow sharp man. Yes. Now comes to another para. Okay, all of us, our family and the Chinese guest, stopped eating to watch the activities of the Gleasons. Yes, I wanted to giggle, then I catch my mother's eye on me. She frowned and shook her head slightly. Oh, fine. And I understood the message. The Gleasons were not used to Chinese ways, and they were just copying the best they could. For some reason, I thought of celery strings. Yes. So here all of us, our family and the Chinese guest, stopped eating to watch the activities of the Gleasons. So here what happening with them? Here again a writer is telling her incident. So whatever they were doing in the last dinner party, they were sitting on the sofas. Here writer and his family, and they were sitting on the sofa and they are watching an American family. Okay, their behavior, their way of eating, their way of standing, their way of walking, a way of talking to other American family, all of it is watched by a Chinese family. They are watching it very thoroughly, and instead of eating a food, American dishes, they are watching it and they are assuming how the Americans are eating in their own way. So here what they did, instead of eating with the help of chopstick, they taken a celery strings and they start eating it. Celery means it is made up of the vegetables, boiled vegetables, and it can be consumed, okay, in a roughage manner. Okay, a thing which is boiled in water without any kind of masala and without any kind of chili, spices. Okay, not such kind of ingredients are mixed with that food. So they are fond of eating, okay, boiled vegetables. So here a Chinese family is observing the American family, and instead of eating with the help of chopstick, they taken a celery and they start eating it and tasting the taste of the celery here. Now comes to another paragraph. When the main courses were finished, my mother brought out a platter of fruit. I hope you weren't expecting a sweet dessert, she said. Since the Chinese don't eat dessert, I didn't think to prepare any. So here while talking in the bus, she again taken another incident. When the whole dinner is finished over, my mother bought another plate of sweets, okay, and it is a platter of fruit, okay, very sweet fruits, and she bought in a platter, and it is bought by her mother, by a mother of Meg. I hope you weren't expecting a sweet dessert. Here again she asked a question to Lindsay, a writer. I hope you were expecting another sweet dessert. Dessert is a sweet thing, okay, it is a sweet one and it is a very sweet, and it is a kind of dish here, and maybe you are expecting for that. Since the Chinese don't eat dessert, I didn't think to prepare any. So here Meg tells to her friend, since Chinese are not fond of eating dessert, that's why I couldn't found that preparing a dessert for a dinner meal. Yes, so this kind of conversation is happening in between Meg and okay, and a daughter of Mrs. Gleason, and and her writer. So they are talking about the previous day dinner party. Yes. Oh, I couldn't possibly eat dessert, cried Mrs. Gleason. I am simply stuffed. Here Mrs. Gleason cried. Okay, what she is telling? No, not I couldn't eat dessert. Okay, and it is very difficult to eat it. How could I eat? Okay, and I am simply stuffed. Who is stuffed? Her daughter of Mrs. Gleason. Okay, and when she asked her mother, why can't we make a sweet dessert for the Chinese family? And here her mother talked, no, I couldn't able to eat such kind of sweety thing. Okay, let's keep it away from the dishes. Okay, let's make a celery for a Chinese family. Okay, she is told her. Meg had different ideas. So Meg had a different ideas. What are the ideas? Let's see here. When the table was cleared, she announced that she and I were going for a walk. I don't know about you, but I feel like dessert, she told me when we were outside. Come on, there's a Dairy Queen down the street. I could use a big chocolate milk shake. Yes. So here, now she is inviting, okay, she is inviting her friend. Let's go to another street, okay, where we will take a milkshake, okay, chocolate milkshake, which is made up of a dairy product. But she is somehow fond of eating a sweet dessert. So here, her friend and Meg went to a street for eating a desserted sweet, okay, which is made by the dairy product, okay, after eating. Yes. Although I didn't really want anything more to eat, I insisted on paying for the milkshakes. After all, I was still hostesses. Here, Meg is telling to her friend, although I didn't fond of eating anything else, I am going to pay for the milkshakes. Don't worry, because I am a hostess here. I brought you to the shop. That's why I am going to pay it. Don't worry about this. So this kind of conversation happened in between the Meg and her friend, who is a writer here, Lindsay Nemoika. So they were talking about their previous night, what happened there, okay, what happened with the behavior of the Chinese and the American families, and how a mother of Meg behaved in a this dinner party. Okay, she behaved in such a polite manner, and she taken care of all arrangements, and she invited each of all of them, okay, to eat and attend a dinner party there in their home. Okay, and let's begin with another two para, okay, which is in page number 14. It is small one. Meg got her large chocolate milkshake and I had a small one. Even so, she was finishing hers while I was only half done. Toward the end, she pulled hard on her straws and went shloop, shoop. Okay. Do you always slurp when you eat a milkshake? I asked before I could stop myself. Meg grinned. Sure, all American slurp. Yes. See, while talking about the late night incident, they went to the street and they had a milkshake there. And a Meg is drinking, while drinking a milkshake, she's taking out a sound like shloop, shloop. Okay, shloop, shloop. Whenever you eat the milk, now what kind of a sound will come? Shloop, shloop. Either slurp, slurp sound will come. Okay, and here a question is asked by a Chinese family girl. Okay, a girl is writer and she is asking a question to Meg. Would you are fond of drinking a milkshake or other kind of drink by making a sound like slurp, slurp? Would it look nice or it look formal? So here, without hesitating, okay, Meg tells her, yes, we are fond of drinking any drink by taking out a sound like slurp, slurp, and we are made for this. Okay, this is what it is called, the All Americans slurp. So students, so this is a lesson, okay, and extract the All American slurp. So what did you learn in this lesson? Okay, you learned the American way of behaving, their way of eating, standing or walking, and the way of behaving with other guests. Somehow it is polite in manner, and here the Chinese family observing what the Americans are doing, okay, what are the dishes they are eating. And here you seen a conversation in between Meg and a writer, and they were discussing about the previous late night dinner what they had, and she is thanking to her friend for coming and attending a dinner night, and she is telling about her mother. Okay, her mother behave in such a polite manner, and she is too obedient to each and everyone who are present there in the dinner party, and she is serving them in a very polite manner, and she is not hesitated with this. So it is very good for them. So here at last they had one milkshake, because here Meg is fond of eating a sweet dessert, a such kind of sweet, but her mother told that it is not good, it is too much sweet, why can't you take a milkshake and go somewhere in the street and have it. So here a discussion happens in between a Meg and her friend writer, and she tells, would you Americans are fond of drinking any drink like taking out a sound like slurp slurp? And she replies, yes, we are fond of drinking any drink, okay, by taking a slurp slurp, okay, sound, and we are fond of this. So at last this lesson is completed here with the single sentence. It is called the All American Slurp. So students, what did you learn from this lesson? What is the morality of this lesson is, okay, a behavior, a way of acting towards as another is somehow similar, okay. For an example, if you are Indians, you are going to reside somewhere else in the abroad. So here what happens with you? Okay, your way of acting, your way of behavior is totally different from other people's, and you are going to stay there in the foreign country. Is it? Yes. So you have to behave in such a way that it should be accepted by them and even accepted by you. But don't give up your culture, tradition, and your rituals and whatever your customs. You should be behave in the same manner what you are behaving in the India, but you should do whatever the Americans who are doing at the time of the need. So here a new thing is learned by the Chinese family here in America. So it is better to learn a new thing every day, okay, for making your brain more active and getting use of new things also, because at last it is going to give us a new thing, a new moral, okay, new moral to our thinking and for our doing, okay. So students, so this time we completed here the lesson, and wait for another video. In that video we will do a notes of this lesson, and we will take a reading portion and some grammar portion from this lesson. Till this end, have a nice day, take care, and thank you for being with me.